Settle in, if you will. Breathe with me. Allow your shoulders to soften, your mind to quiet. For a moment, let us simply be. Have you ever felt it? That whisper, not of sound, but of sensation. A subtle shift in the air, in the space between two people, or even within the quiet chamber of your own memory. It begins so gently, not a roar, not a sudden surge, but a delicate, almost imperceptible current. Perhaps it's a glance held just a second too long, a fleeting brush of fingertips, or the ghost of a touch remembered from years past. The world, for that instant, seems to slow. The cacophony of daily life fades to a murmur. And in that stillness, something awakens deep within. Not necessarily in the obvious places, no. Often, it begins elsewhere. Perhaps in the soft hollow of your throat, a gentle thrum, a quiet insistence, a pulse, not of fear nor of exertion, but of something far more ancient, something yearning. This is not merely physical arousal, though it may lead there. This is a current of life itself, a recognition, a deep, resonant hum that speaks to the very core of your being. It is the moment when the unconscious stirrings, the subtle pull of magnetic fields between souls, begins to ripple into conscious awareness. It is when an unspoken knowing finds its voice, a silent affirmation of connection. Desire, in this profound sense, is not the body calling. It is the soul singing. It is the universe remembering itself, acknowledging the intricate dance of creation that flows between all things. When a man and a woman stand in this space, open to this current, what flows between them is not just passion, not merely fleeting heat, but life itself, a generative force, a sacred exchange. We often mistake desire for a simple appetite, a hunger to be sated. But look deeper, feel its texture. It is the very force that builds worlds, that inspires art, that heals what is broken. It is the current that urges us to create, to connect, to expand. When this energy flows freely, unburdened by judgment or expectation, it becomes a wellspring of vitality. It nourishes us, body and spirit. Yet how often do we block this flow? How often do we turn away from that gentle thrum in the throat, dismissing it as inconvenient or dangerous or somehow inappropriate? We learn to close ourselves off. We build walls around the very channels through which life yearns to express itself. And then we wonder why the warmth fades, why the spark dwindles. We think passion leaves us. We lament its disappearance as if it were a fickle guest who simply packed its bags and departed. But often, my friends, it is we who leave ourselves. We abandon the very parts of us that are designed to feel, to resonate, to open. We silence the soul's song, not realizing that when this vital energy is blocked, we don't just lose sex, we lose vitality. We lose our creative spark. We lose our capacity for joy, for deep connection, for the very essence of what it means to be fully alive. To feel this pulse in your throat, this gentle thrum, is to receive an invitation to be present, to acknowledge the deep currents that flow within you and between you and others. It is a reminder that attraction is not sin. It is simply the universe doing what it does best, drawing things together in perfect harmony for the purpose of growth and unfolding. Consider a woman breathing deeply. When she truly breathes, life breathes with her. Her energy expands, becomes luminous. And a man? A man doesn't lose power when he ages. He loses it when he stops looking with wonder, when he ceases to see the intricate, vibrant beauty that surrounds him, and the deep, silent wisdom that resides within. To look with wonder is to open the channels, to allow that subtle current to flow once more. This awareness, this gentle noticing, is the first step toward reclaiming what may have felt lost. It is not about forcing anything, but about allowing, about listening to the subtle language of your own body, your own soul. That pulse in the throat is not a demand. It is an offering, a quiet declaration that the wellspring of desire, of life, of creative power is still there, waiting, patiently. It is a sacred fire, kept alive not by grand gestures, but by quiet reverence, by a willingness to feel, to acknowledge, to honor the subtle electricity that makes us human, to allow the world to slow, to listen to that inner hum, and to remember that the current of life, in all its forms, is always flowing. We simply need to open ourselves to receive it. Love, feel, breathe. The energy within you has never died. It's been waiting for you to awaken. We speak of this sacred current, this living, vibrant energy that courses through us. And yet, many feel it slowly, imperceptibly dimming. That inner fire, once seemingly inexhaustible, burning bright within, it seems to quiet with time, does it not? Why does this happen? We often search for complex answers, don't we? Grand theories, intricate explanations for the soul's quiet withdrawal. But perhaps the truth is simpler, more intimate. Life itself, its insistent demands, the incessant hum of busyness, the quiet anxieties that gather in the corners of our minds. These are the first threads of the veil. And then the unspoken, the resentments that settle like fine dust upon the heart, the old fears we carry, tucked away, yet still casting long, cool shadows. The shame. Ah, the shame. Taught to us, perhaps, by a world that misunderstands the divine nature of our longing. The correctness prescribed by society, stifling the wild, beautiful truth of who we are meant to be. All of this, it settles, a soft, opaque film, gently, patiently, over the very source of our being. We do not truly lose desire itself. No. Desire is the language through which the soul speaks. It never dies. It simply changes its song or its volume. What we lose instead is the connection, the pure, unhindered channel to that desire. We lose the simple, profound ability to feel it, to let it flow freely, to recognize its sacred whisper. And when energy is blocked, when this vital current is obstructed,
Мы не losing just sex, no. Мы losing something far greater. Мы losing vitality. That luminous spark that ignites our days, that creative force that drives us to build, to connect, to truly live, it dims. The world becomes a little less vibrant, our own inner landscape a little less fertile. When a woman breathes deeply, life breathes with her. But when her breath is shallow, the world feels shallow too. A man doesn't lose power when he ages, he loses it when he stops looking with wonder, when he stops listening to the ancient song within his own pulse. This fading, it is not a judgment, it is merely a signal, a gentle invitation to look closer, to understand the subtle art of rediscovering what has always been there, not to force a return, but to gently, patiently understand where the flow was interrupted, to recognize the veil rather than blame the source itself. Мы часто говорим о желании как о чем-то простом, не так ли? Мимолетная вспышка, искра, голод, поднимающийся из глубин нашего физического существа. Возможно, это первобытный зов, который тянет нас к другому. Но что, если это понимание? Что, если оно затрагивает лишь поверхность? Что, если желание — это не просто мимолетный импульс, не просто волнение плоти, а нечто гораздо более глубокое, гораздо более фундаментальное, что-то, вплетенное в саму ткань бытия? Представьте, если хотите, поток, невидимую реку энергии, древнюю и безграничную. Этот поток течет не только сквозь бескрайний космос, но и интимно, лично между мужчиной и женщиной. Это больше, чем просто электричество притяжения. Это больше, чем тепло обменявших взглядов. Это больше, чем внезапный порыв страсти, который перехватывает дыхание. Нет, между мужчиной и женщиной течет не просто страсть, а сама жизнь. Живая, порождающая сила, которая стремится выразить себя, соединиться, создать. Это священный обмен, часто неправильно понимаемый, часто ограниченный нашими узкими представлениями. Нас учат категоризировать, навешивать ярлыки, даже подавлять эту энергию, сводя ее к чему-то чисто биологическому, чисто физическому. Но когда мы это делаем, мы упускаем величие, мы упускаем божественный шепот. Желание в своей истинной сути – это язык, на котором говорит душа. Это не тело взывает к удовлетворению, хотя тело, безусловно, участвует в его великой симфонии. Нет. Желание – это не тело зовет, это душа поет. Глубокая резонирующая мелодия, которая жаждет соединения, целостности, эхо гармонии с другой душой. Подумайте об этом. Это тихая боль, это необъяснимая тяга к кому-то, это действительно просто биологический императив. Или это ваше сокровенное «я», ваш дух, протягивая руку, узнающий родную искру в другом. Это жажда воссоединения, священного танца двух энергий, становящихся единым целым, пусть даже на мгновение, в обширном кабелене жизни. Эта душевная песня, это глубокое томление не является изолированным явлением, она интимли связана с великой созидательной силой Вселенной. Та же самая энергия, которая дирижирует танцем звезд в далеких галактиках, которая рождает новые планеты из космической пыли, которая заставляет мельчайшее семя прорастать в великолепную жизнь, та же безграничная творческая энергия проявляется внутри нас как желание.
Это импульс, стоящий за каждой великолепной идеей, каждым прорывом, каждым гениальным штрихом, который когда-либо украшал человечество. Когда мы чувствуем это интенсивное томление, это мощное стремление к соединению, слиянию, созиданию, мы подключаемся к этому вселенскому источнику. Это тот же самый поток, который вдохновляет художника покрывать холст яркими красками, который заставляет музыкантов вплетать тишину в звук, который движет философов в поисках более глубоких истин. Он исцеляет раздробленный дух, вдохновляет дремлющий разум и рождает новые возможности, новые формы, новые понимания. Это тот же самый поток, который вдохновляет художника покрывать холст яркими красками, который заставляет музыкантов вплетать тишину в звук, который движет философов в поисках более глубоких истин. Он исцеляет раздробленный дух, вдохновляет дремлющий разум и рождает новые возможности, новые формы, новые понимания. И поэтому, когда мы чувствуем неоспоримое притяжение, магнитное поле, которое влечет нас к другому, как мы можем назвать это грехом? Как мы можем осудить такое фундаментальное проявление существования? Притяжение – это не грех. Эта Вселенная вспоминает саму себя. Это узнавание одной части великого космического целого, протягивающей руку к другой, признающей свое общее происхождение, свою переплетенную судьбу. Это первобытная память, закодированная глубоко в наших клетках о времени до разделения, о времени чистого, неискаженного единства. Чувствовать притяжение значит быть живым, быть частью продолжающейся космической истории, участвовать в непрекращающемся акте самопознания и самосозидания Вселенной. Это святое узнавание, зеркальное отражение божественного света в глазах другого, прикосновении другого, присутствии другого. Эта энергия, это священное желание гораздо больше, чем просто инстинкт. Хотя она, безусловно, имеет корни в инстинктивных влечениях животного мира, она превосходит их. Это не просто стремление к продолжению рода, хотя это и прекрасный результат. Нет, это проявление чистой, жизненной энергии, которая стремится к движению, к расширению, к слиянию и в конечном итоге к созиданию. Это сила, которая выталкивает нас за пределы наших индивидуальных «я», приглашая нас к более глубокому, более обширному опыту бытия. Когда эта энергия течет свободно, не стесненная осуждением или страхом, она питает каждый аспект нашей жизни. Она разжигает творчество в нашей работе, углубляет нашу эмпатию в отношениях и приносит глубокое чувство живости в наше повседневное существование. Это сама суть динамизма, импульс к росту, к тому, чтобы стать более полноценными самими собой и более глубоко связанными со всем вокруг нас. Подумайте о блокировании. Когда этот священный поток перекрыт, когда мы отрицаем его существование или искажаем его значение, превращая его во что-то постыдное или чисто низменное, мы не просто теряем секс. Мы теряем жизненную силу, мы теряем ту самую искру, которая зажигает нашу радость, наше творчество, нашу связь с самой жизнью. Мир, кажется, тускнеет, цвета блекнут, музыка теряет свой резонанс. Душа, лишенная своей песни, начинает увядать. Но эта энергия, эта жизненная сила никогда по-настоящему не умирает. Она просто ждет. Она ждет признания, благоговения, разрешения снова течь. Она всегда там, под поверхностью, спящая река, жаждущая проснуться и хлынуть по ландшафтам нашей жизни, принося плодородие и красоту повсюду. Принять эту истину значит восстановить глубокую силу, глубокую мудрость, которая всегда пребывала внутри вас. Это значит понять, что тоска, которую вы чувствуете, желание, которое волнует ваше сердце, это не слабость, а указатель. Священное приглашение исследовать глубины вашего собственного существа и соединиться с божественным потоком, который объединяет все. Это призыв вспомнить свою собственную врожденную божественность, видеть себя и других не просто как физические формы, а как сосуды для этой невероятной преобразующей энергии. Любите, чувствуйте, дышите.
Энергия внутри вас никогда не умирала. Она ждала, когда вы проснетесь. So how do we truly return to this living pulse within us? To this inner melody that once stirred us so profoundly? The path, my friends, is not paved with techniques or strategies. It is not found in seeking external solutions or complicated instructions. No. The path lies in presence, in a deep conscious presence that begins within. Consider the woman. When a woman breathes deeply, life breathes with her. Feel the rhythm of that statement, let it resonate. It is not merely about expanding the lungs, though that is a start. It is about an invitation to the very breath of the cosmos, to the primordial rhythm that flows through all living things. Imagine her drawing air not just into her chest, but deep into the very core of her being, down into the belly, into the root. With each inhale, she pulls in not just oxygen, but the vital current of existence itself. She fills her sacred vessel. And with each exhale, she releases, surrenders, allowing all that does not serve her to dissolve into the ethers. This deep, conscious breath grounds her. It roots her to the earth, to the wisdom of her own body, to the ancient knowing held within her cells. It awakens a resonance that is utterly magnetic. Her breath becomes a prayer, a song, a quiet declaration of life. She vibrates with an undeniable vitality, not because she does anything special, but because she allows everything to flow. Her energy, once perhaps scattered or muted, becomes a clear, resonant bell, calling forth her own creative force, her intuitive wisdom, her capacity for boundless love. This is the woman connected to her living pulse. She becomes a conduit not just for herself, but for the very energy of life that flows through her, influencing the space around her, touching everything with her gentle, profound presence. Her breath is not just air, it is the essence of creation. And the man? A man doesn't lose power when he ages, he loses it when he stops looking with wonder. Think of that. It is not about the years etched on his face, nor the strength in his muscles. It is about the light in his eyes. Has the world become mundane? Have the mysteries faded into the predictable? To lose wonder is to lose the connection to the infinite, to the very source of creative potential. This wonder is not a childish naivete, it is a profound, discerning gaze that sees beyond the surface. It is the ability to look at a tree, truly see its magnificent resilience, its intricate dance with the sun, the soil, the wind. It is to look at his partner not as a familiar habit, but as an ever-unfolding universe, a landscape of untold stories, shifting light and subtle beauty. Every day, every moment a new discovery. This gaze, filled with wonder, rekindles his own inner fire. It reconnects him to the explorer within, the architect, the protector, the visionary. When a man looks with wonder, he is open, he is receptive, he is inspired. He becomes a channel for something greater than himself, a force that can shape worlds, nurture life, and inspire devotion. This is his true power, not dominance, but a vibrant, living connection to the miraculous. His power is not lost with time, but with the closing of his inner eye, the dimming of his spirit's light.
To reclaim that pulse is to open his eyes again, to see the magic in the ordinary, the sacred in the mundane, and the infinite potential within every breath, every glance, every touch. It is to remember the boy who gazed at the stars with boundless curiosity, and to bring that spirit into the wisdom of his present self. This journey back to the living pulse, it means to slow down, to truly slow down. In a world that constantly rushes, that demands speed and efficiency, the act of slowing down is a radical act of self-love, a rebellion against the frantic pace that strips us of our essence. It is the courage to create space, a moment between thoughts, a deliberate pause before speaking, a quiet walk where you notice the textures of the leaves, the scent of the earth. When we slow down, we create the vast, open canvas upon which the subtle energies of life can finally paint their true colors. We allow the deeper currents within us to rise to the surface. The hurried mind, the anxious heart, they obscure this pulse. But in stillness, in deliberate slowness, the pulse becomes audible once more. It is there, waiting for us to simply be present enough to hear it. This slowness is not a lack of momentum, it is a profound deepening of it, allowing the current of life to flow with greater intention, greater awareness. And it means to listen to your body without judgment. Our bodies are ancient temples, repositories of wisdom, not mere machines to be controlled or judged. Yet, how often do we truly listen? How often do we approach our own flesh with reverence rather than criticism or expectation? Years of societal conditioning, of forgotten traumas, of unexpressed emotions can create blockages, numb spots, a silence where there should be a symphony. But your body is always speaking. It whispers through sensations, tingles, aches, the subtle shifts in your breath, the quiet stirrings in your belly. The invitation is to sit with it, to place a hand on your heart, on your abdomen, and simply listen. What does it feel like? Where is the tension? Where is the quiet? Meet it where it is, without trying to fix it, without shame, without demanding it be different. Just presence. Just a gentle, open curiosity. This non-judgmental attention is a profound act of healing. It tells your body, I see you, I hear you, you are safe. And in that safety, the energy begins to stir, to soften, to remember its natural, vibrant flow. It's the silent language of the soul, expressed through the vessel of the body, waiting for us to tune in. To return to the living pulse is also to allow yourself to feel. Not just the easy, joyous emotions, but the full spectrum. The quiet sadness that may linger beneath the surface. The deep longing that speaks of unspoken desires, of forgotten connections. We are often taught to compartmentalize, to suppress, to avoid anything that feels uncomfortable. But emotions are simply energy in motion. When we block them, we block the very current of life itself. We don't lose sex when energy is blocked. We lose vitality. We lose our capacity for true intimacy, for profound creativity, for the full, vibrant expression of our being. The courage to sit with a quiet sadness, to feel its texture, its weight, without trying to escape it, can be a gateway to immense depth. The courage to acknowledge a deep longing, to let it guide you rather than consume you, can be a compass for your soul, pointing towards what truly nourishes you. Embracing the full tapestry of human emotion creates a richer, more authentic sensual experience. It is in this raw, honest vulnerability that true connection, true passion, and true aliveness can flourish. Feel everything. Allow it all to move through you, like the changing weather, each sensation a testament to your aliveness. Feel everything. And then there is touch, a touch that heals more than 1,000 words. We speak of touch often in terms of physical pleasure, but its essence is far deeper. It is energetic. It is intention. It is a profound act of communication that transcends language. Imagine a touch that is utterly present, reverent, imbued with genuine care and deep listening. Not a touch that takes, but a touch that offers. A touch that seeks to understand, to soothe, to awaken. This kind of touch can dissolve years of unspoken tension, mend the invisible wounds that distance us from ourselves and each other. It speaks of acceptance, of recognition, of profound intimacy. It reminds the body of its sacredness, of its capacity to feel, to connect, to heal. It is the forgotten art of sacred touch, where two souls meet not just through skin, but through the vibrant energy that flows between them. It is in this quality of presence in touch that miracles unfold, that dormant sensations awaken, that the channels of energy, once constricted, begin to hum with life again. Indeed, it is the courage to reopen your channels, to allow energy to flow freely, like a river that always finds its way to the ocean. Think of a river. Its natural state is movement, flow, a ceaseless journey towards a greater expanse. But along its path, obstacles can arise. Dams, blockages, diversions. Our own energy channels are much the same. Life's experiences, our fears, our unresolved emotions, they can create these blockages, turning a vibrant river into a stagnant pool, or diverting its course entirely. To reopen these channels is not a forced act, but a gentle allowing. It is the conscious choice to remove what obstructs the natural current. These channels are not just physical. They are energetic, emotional, spiritual. They are the pathways through which our life force moves, nourishing every cell, every thought, every feeling. When this energy flows freely, there is a palpable sense of vibrancy, of creativity, of effortless connection. We feel more alive, more attuned, more ourselves. It is a return to our natural, wild state, where the creative, healing, and sacred current of life moves through us unimpeded, guiding us, inspiring us, transforming us. Love, feel, breathe. The energy within you has never died. It's been waiting for you to awaken. We speak of fading, of a quiet dimming, as if a vital flame, once vibrant, has simply consumed itself and disappeared into the night. But what if it wasn't a disappearance at all? What if it was merely a retreat, a turning inward, away from the harsh light of expectation, away from the cacophony of judgment? Consider the river. Sometimes its surface seems to vanish, swallowed by dry earth. Yet beneath the ground, it flows still, a silent current, sustaining unseen roots, carving new pathways in the dark. Our sensual energy is much the same. It does not die. It simply waits. It waits for the moment we cease to fear its power, cease to fear its wild, untamed beauty. For too long, we have been taught to control it, to channel it, to tame it, or worse, to deny its very existence.
We have been conditioned to believe that this profound force, this wellspring of life, is somehow dangerous or shameful or fleeting. And in doing so, we unwittingly build walls around its source. We mistake the silence of a dammed river for its absence. But the truth, my friend, is far simpler and infinitely more profound. The energy within you has never truly left. It resides there, deep within. A quiet light, perhaps, or a gentle, persistent heartbeat beneath the surface of your everyday awareness. It is the very current of life itself, waiting patiently for you to remember its presence. Think of those moments when a simple touch could ignite a universe, when a glance held a story of infinite possibility, when the world pulsed with a vibrancy that resonated in your very core. Did that energy truly vanish? Or did we perhaps just stop listening to its whisper? Did we grow afraid of the intensity it promised, the vulnerability it demanded? When energy is blocked, we don't lose sex, we lose vitality. We lose the spark that ignites creativity, the warmth that fosters true connection, the deep, abiding joy that makes life feel truly lived. We become disconnected, not just from another, but from our deepest, most authentic selves. The world around us may seem less vibrant, our passions less intense, our dreams less attainable. This is not a sign of decay. It is a sign of a held breath, a pause. The fear, you see, is not of the energy itself, but of what it might reveal. The fear of being seen, truly seen, in all your raw, magnificent truth. The fear of feeling too much, of being overwhelmed by the very current that is meant to carry you. But what if we could simply allow it? What if we could drop the guards, soften the edges, and listen for that quiet light within? This isn't about seeking something new, something external to reignite a lost flame. No, this is a return, a gentle, sacred pilgrimage back to what has always been yours. It is a remembering of your original, sacred nature. When a woman breathes deeply, life breathes with her. Her entire being becomes a conduit for this primal force. Not just her lungs, but her spirit, her intuition, her creative wellspring. And when a man allows himself to look with wonder, not just at the world, but at the woman beside him, at the mystery of his own being, he doesn't lose power as he ages. He sheds the illusion of power that comes from control and finds true, resonant strength in presence. He reclaims his capacity for awe, for connection, for the profound mystery that lies in the spaces between. Desire, when understood deeply, is not the body calling, it is the soul singing. It is the universe remembering itself, acknowledging its own exquisite design. Attraction is not sin. It's the universe remembering itself. It is a recognition of the magnetic pole that binds all things, that seeks to unite, to create, to expand. To deny this pole is to deny a fundamental truth of existence.
Imagine for a moment letting go of all the stories you've told yourself about what should be or what used to be. Imagine simply allowing your awareness to settle into your body, into the quiet hum that resonates just beneath the surface. Can you feel it? A warmth, a gentle thrum, a subtle aliveness that defies definition. That is the quiet light. That is the gentle heartbeat.
This energy, this essence, is not confined to the bedroom. It is the wellspring of your creativity, the root of your compassion, the fuel for your courage. It is the force that allows you to connect not just intimately, but profoundly with every aspect of your life. It is what allows you to feel truly alive, truly engaged, truly present. When we cease to fear our own strength, our own capacity for profound feeling and connection, life begins to flow anew. It fills every corner of our being, illuminating forgotten spaces, awakening dormant capacities. It is a rich, nourishing current that carries us forward, not with frantic urgency, but with graceful, deliberate power. This reawakening is not a sudden explosion. It is more like the dawn, a slow, patient unfolding, a quiet promise of warmth and light after a long night. It begins with a willingness to listen, to feel, to simply be, to trust that what is within you is good, is powerful, is sacred. Allow yourself this journey back to your own inner sanctuary, to the place where this quiet light has always burned, patiently waiting for your gaze, to the gentle rhythm that has always pulsed, a testament to your unending vitality. It is here, now, within you. Love, feel, breathe. The energy within you has never died. It's been waiting for you to awaken.